Hi, I'm Mr. New Jersey, and today I'm going to talk about one of New Jersey's greatest assets, our state park system. We live in one of the most urbanized areas on Earth. Our population density is the highest in the United States, so preserving the open space we have is incredibly important. And, while the coronavirus pandemic is going on, state parks are also one of the safer places to spend a fun day, because it usually isn't too hard to socially distance in big outdoor environments. There are dozens of state parks all across New Jersey, and they can be found in most of our counties. They are run by the state's Division of Parks and Forestry in the Department of Environmental Protection. The region with the most parks is the Highlands in the Northwest. The region includes New Jersey's first state park, Swartzwood, which was established in 1915 to preserve our third largest lake. Another region with lots of parks is the Pine Barrens in the south. The Pine Barrens is where you can find our largest park unit, Wharton State Forest, which covers over 120,000 acres across Burlington, Camden, and Atlantic counties. The region with the fewest state parks is the northeastern Gateway region, because it is right next to New York and is heavily urbanized. But even here, you can find Liberty State Park in Jersey City. Most of New Jersey's state parks are designed to preserve beautiful natural areas. These cover a wide range of the state's environments, such as forests, rivers, lakes, beaches, hills, mountains, waterfalls, swamps, and marshes. Other parks protect important historic sites, such as Revolutionary War battlefields, military forts, early American canals, and places associated with important industries like ironworking. Now I'll overview some of the most notable parks in the system, but I can't get to all of them here, so please don't be upset if your favorite isn't mentioned. First, Liberty State Park is the most visited park in the system. It hosts major draws such as Liberty Science Center, and is close to America's historic immigration hotspot, Ellis Island. Though due to COVID, those indoor attractions might not be open now. Some of its outdoor offerings include trails around marshes and along the Hudson River, Liberty Landing Marina, and great views of the lower Manhattan skyline. Washington Crossing State Park includes the famous spot where George Washington crossed the Delaware River to attack Trenton during the Revolutionary War. Pennsylvania's side of the river is actually a Pennsylvania State Park with the same name. High Point State Park includes the highest natural point in the state of New Jersey, at 1,803 feet. We call it High Point because, I guess we weren't very creative or something, but, anyway, the view is really great, and there's a war memorial at the top. You can drive up to the top of the mountain if you don't feel like walking. Cape May Point State Park is home to the southernmost point in New Jersey, and includes boardwalk trails through a swampy area. It is located at the tip of the Cape May Peninsula, and is as far south as Washington, D.C. The last one I'll mention is Hopatcong State Park, which protects New Jersey's largest lake, Lake Hopatcong. Last year, New Jersey's lakes experienced a major problem with algae blooming that forced many of them to shut down. It isn't yet clear if there will be a similar problem this year to the same extent. You should be warned that some of our most popular state parks have capacity limits, and if you don't get there early in the day, the staff might not let you in. You can usually call the park ahead of your planned visit to ask if and when they expect to reach capacity, so you know how early you would need to arrive. I think the state parks that offer swimming, like Island Beach State Park and Wawayanda, tend to reach max capacity more often and more quickly than the others, so keep that in mind while planning. Some parks have facilities like restrooms, while others do not, and it's also important to know that some of the parks charge entrance fees, typically on a per-vehicle basis. Each park has a page on njparksandforests.org, so you can look up the specific policies and facilities of the park you want to visit before going. There are several safety tips you should exercise while visiting New Jersey's state parks. First, as long as the pandemic is going on, bring a mask to wear when you are around other people, and stay 6 feet away from them. There's no harm in stepping off to the side of a trail to let someone else pass. And if you get to a park where it seems too crowded to socially distance effectively, you should leave for the safety of yourself and others. You can also try to prioritize the lesser known and off the beaten track parks to help social distance more effectively. Second, make sure to bring plenty of water. It has been in the high 80s for much of this summer, and you don't want to end up in the middle of a forest dehydrated. Third, bring a charged phone, and use it to take a photo of the trail maps that are often located on a billboard near the park entrance. Those can be helpful for planning your route through the park and making sure you don't get lost. Fourth, stick to the marked trails. It's another simple tip to avoid getting lost and keeping your impact on the environment to a minimum. Fifth, consider wearing sunscreen and bug spray. You may also want to check your body for ticks after you get back home to protect yourself from Lyme's disease. Feel free to comment if you think there are any important safety tips I've missed. I'll link a map of New Jersey's state parks and forests in the video description so you can find the ones near you. County parks may be another option in your area, so feel free to look them up too. I would just urge you one last time to take social distancing seriously and don't try to bring any kind of large group with you. Although our state parks are currently open, that could change if the crowds get too big and they become sites for spreading the virus. They were already closed once earlier in this crisis, and if we abuse the privilege, they can be locked down again. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.